Hey everybody, welcome to the review from Easy Cinematic Escape on YouTube. It is 10:20 p.m. I just finished watching Space Jam: A New Legacy. Before I get into the details of this review, I want to state that regardless of how you feel about LeBron James on a personal level when it comes to his political beliefs, what he says on Twitter, or how he carries himself off the basketball court, I want to stress that this review is focusing on the content of Space Jam: The New Legacy. So all I ask is to please refrain from using any type of comments that is going to focus on the political ideology or the political stripe that maybe LeBron James is continually finding himself a part of. I don't want to focus on that. This is purely about the film itself, and I want this channel to remain exclusively about escapism and entertainment rather than what's going on outside the spectrum of the entertainment realm. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this review. Space Jam: A New Legacy is a sequel to the cult classic Space Jam that starred Michael Jordan. And this film is a story about LeBron James, who is initially pushing his son Dom to be a great basketball player, and it's pushing him to the point where he's alienating him in the process. And Dom finds himself wanting to be more of a video game designer rather than being a basketball player. And he finds himself in a world where it is ran by a sinister algorithm played by Don Cheadle. And Don Cheadle decides in order for LeBron James to receive his son back, he has to participate in a basketball game that has implications of whether or not LeBron James will receive his son, or there's other implications that's ultimately going to affect the existence of LeBron James himself, and of course the Looney Tunes that happen to get involved. Space Jam: A New Legacy is definitely one of those films that you're not exactly sure if it needed a sequel in the first place. When I think of the greatest player of all time, in the NBA at least, I don't necessarily have LeBron James in that category. Yes, he's a talented player, but when I think of the greatest of all time, I think of the likes of Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Dr. J, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dirk Nowitzki, the late great Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, there's a lot of greats that can be associated with that title, and they had that mystique about them that made you believe that that's what they were. They earned that title, whereas LeBron, I don't necessarily view him as that. And again, not taking anything away from him or his accolades. He's a very remarkable player and just one of a kind athlete. But again, just the greatest of all time is still a stretch for me. And when I think about it in the context of this film, it just seems a bit off. And I felt that perhaps maybe it would have been better if you had someone like Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, or Steph Curry, or some of the players along that magnitude, or even Blake Griffin, where it at least would have made sense to see them in that scope. But again, I digress. That's just my opinion, and I'm sure there are plenty of other people that's going to be disagreeing with me, and that's okay too. Space Jam: A New Legacy, I have read and listened to the reviews about this film, and I have to say that I honestly believe that the reviews are a bit harsh, and even though Space Jam didn't need a sequel, I went into this film with low expectations and wasn't expecting to recognize or accept any type of messages that might be implemented within this film as far as an agenda is concerned. I just looked at it from the perspective of saying, okay, you know what? I'm viewing this more from an entertainment spectrum, and I'm not going to find myself picking apart a film where I know it's not going to be the greatest of all time. It's not anything that's going to provide any deep and philosophical meaning with regarding my existence or life itself. This film is a giant product placement, I will say that. Seeing the Looney Tunes in action, again, it was quite remarkable for me personally, because, I mean, like a lot of us, we grew up watching the Looney Tunes of Bugs Bunny, Yosemite Sam, the Road Runner, Wile E. Coyote, Granny, Tweety, Sylvester, you name it. And it's just, Space Jam: A New Legacy is definitely one of those films that I feel that you have to watch with an open mind and not necessarily attempt to compare it with what came before. It is a fun film. It's an entertaining film. And of course, there's going to be a lot of product placements that you're going to recognize. Ranging from classic video games in the past to current popular culture references, and a lot of films and animated features. It's just one of those type of films where you watch it and everything is coming together, and you just know that it's more about focusing on the technological spectrum, and of course showcasing the different pop culture references that have been synonymous within our very existence as far as entertainment is concerned. But there's still some interesting and humorous moments within the film. I found that there was also a lot of great humorous lines. LeBron James playing LeBron James. Of course, he's just playing himself, so it's not exactly a new territory for him. I think Don Cheadle, in my opinion, was just probably the show steal because it was just fun watching him just intentionally scene chew and be as hammy as he wanted to be, and that was what made it fun. And when you watch this film, in my opinion, I think you just recognize that it's really all about the actors and actresses, and of course them interacting with imaginary characters, if you will, and just having a ball with it. It's just one of those type of films where everything just comes together on one momentous and gigantic scale, and it just happens to involve the Looney Tunes and of course other animated features. It's just a remarkable, fun film. I thought it was great. Is it on the level as, say, the original Space Jam? Of course not, because I don't think anything's ever going to really capture that sense of excitement and magic that Michael Jordan possessed during the peak of his career. And of course, this film, in actuality, runs a lot off of nostalgia, and there's some callbacks to, of course, the original Space Jam, and there's some callbacks to a lot of your comic books and a lot of your DCEU and MCU films as well. It's just one of those. It's just one giant product placement, popular culture reference film that is just fun all across the board. You're just there to escape for 1 hour and 30 minutes, and that's what it's all about. It's really a giant video game product placement. That's the best way I could put it. Just fun all across the board from beginning to end. Nothing philosophical, nothing that's going to make you feel like that you witnessed the Virgin Mary dropping from the sky or God himself. It's just, you just watch this film knowing what you expect, and that's all it is. And I happen to enjoy it. I thought it was very fun, and I will most likely purchase it or watch it again at some point, but that is my review of Space Jam: A New Legacy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about it. Let me know on the Facebook page what you thought about it. Provide a like if you want to. Provide a dislike if you want to. That is my review, and I hope that you guys remain safe and healthy, and you'll be hearing from me again. Peace out.